Hey there. So, hey there, Randy. Thanks for coming out virtually to be with everybody from Mile High.
Excellent. Love it.
Um, you are on the other side of these mountains on the western slope,
That's
and
right.
August coming over to this side on the Front Range for Mile High. We've known each other, probably 20 years at least. But
I
for
know.
those of you who don't know you and haven't been honored with your presence yet, and they'll be meeting you this year at Mile High, maybe you could just tell everybody just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I would love to. Who doesn't like talking about themselves, right? uh, and it's really interesting. Whenever you take a picture, you always look at yourself first, too. Isn't that funny?
Right.
At any rate, my name's Randy Broman. I love being a chiropractor. I've been practicing since January of 1999 when we got after part four of the boards. And I practiced in Atlanta for 6 months. And then I left. I worked with Dr. Eric Plaster for 6 months of my career, too, which was really powerful. And then I came out west. I went west, young man. And so I settled here in Grand Junction, Colorado. It's not heaven, but you can see it from here. And so I'm sending everyone out here to some West Slope love, keeping chiropractic alive and well here and sharing it. So I've been here for close to 15, let me see, 19, I do my math. Hooked on Phonics worked for me. 1999, it's 2015, 16 years.
Wow.
Years. So it's been going really well and making a difference in people's lives.
Yeah, we were chatting just as we were coming on that we've known each other since school. We were both in kind of parallel schools. We've been touched by similar mentors through our development. You something that I'll say about you, since we sometimes we look at ourselves in the pictures first. I want to say something really awesome about you is that you really carry the embodiment and the soul of chiropractic and the heart and the love and the service and everything all wrapped up inside of you. And that's something that I love hearing you speak when you speak is, you can just feel it, and it's just something larger than, just, the mechanism and the steps. It's like you really live that vitalistic life. When you've got the spiz. That's the word I'm looking for. You've got the spiz in you. Um, Reaching out to people who are out there in their offices listening to this, or maybe they're watching it on their phone or their iPad. What is it that really lights you up about chiropractic?
What really lights me up about chiropractic is that with healing, Dan, it really doesn't need an explanation. It needs acceptance. And that's what really I've been working with people in my office and letting them know that, the principles of chiropractic, and I try to keep it as simple and concentrated as possible, not to water it down, that the power that makes the body can heal the body.
Yeah.
And our body is regulated through that nervous system. And if we can keep that system clear, we have a greater chance to thrive in this world.
Right.
And so I know that works 100% of the time, 100% of the time. And it's bridging that gap with the people that I have an opportunity and gift to serve, to give them that hope, because so many people have been let down by the medical profession.
Right.
And the hope that, take this drug and better health through better chemistry. And it's such a lie that people are coming in and they want to believe it, but they're kind of scared to.
Right.
They have that fear. So that's where I really try to love them as best I can and encourage them and show them a way that these principles of chiropractic, this is the foundation for healing.
Yeah.
And so really what I've been on this path of chiropractic and having these deeper understandings and revelations is, of when you love something so much, it reveals its secrets to you.
Mm.
So that's what's been, I've been sharing with people lately, and it gets me. That's what gets me excited, because it goes beyond circumstances. I'm in practice 15 years, and there's certain years that are better than other years. But all in all, it's like I get up in the morning, I'm excited, like, what miracle is going to unfold today?
Yeah.
And sometimes, don't get me wrong, it's when you're in practice and people are saying, no, I don't want to get my kids checked. And I'm like, oh, you just ripped my heart out. And not to get caught up with the, like, hey, you know what? How can I say it in a different way? How can I speak to them in their values so it's not a crisis? Because sometimes when people are in a crisis, it's that they're not worried about the finance. They're not worried about the time. They're not worried about the money. They're like, fix. Can you please help me? I've been all these places and now I need help. And now they're like, sure, let's check you. Let's see what's going on. And it seems like when they're motivated for Christ, I go, why does it take a crisis sometimes to motivate people that way?
Right.
How can we operate from a place of possibility? Like, come in when you're feeling well, And sometimes that gets me upset too. I'm like, gosh, I've been here 16 years and people didn't even know I was here. And I'm like, I'm sharing love and on the radio and TV show and like, what? How have you not heard about chiropractic? And but it's being consistent too, Dan.
Yeah.
I think that's what it transcend it. I work to transcend the circumstance, acknowledge it, but focus. What is that I want to create? What is my intent when I have an opportunity to put my hands on someone's spine and their body to again release what's right within them instead of trying to move what's wrong.
Yep.
And don't get wrong, people come in and they come in, they're in pain. They want to get out of pain.
Yeah.
And I talk to them about it, and I've been in pain in my own body, and it does not feel good.
Yeah.
And so I meet them where they're at, and then keep leading them and urging them to a bigger understanding, a greater understanding.
Yeah. And, something that you said is ultimately it comes down to the possibility. And that might just be the possibility of somebody who's in deep, deep suffering, who's looking for an answer, who's looking for any kind of help and support, that just the possibility of just having a moment of difference in their lives. And then that also kind of ranges so far up of the possibility of expressing your innate potential and all this stuff that's inside of us that we never really have the ability to. And, that the adjustment gives that kind of force that allows the seed to pop open and grow.
Yeah, it's and two, when people feel better, they make better decisions.
Yeah.
It's when someone comes in, I said, what changes have you noticed when we do a dynamic assessment or where I see them on a follow-up visit? What change have you noticed? And they're like, well, I saw the pain. I go, well, what other changes? Have you noticed a different way you're breathing? And have them really connect with their body to be a little detective and an investigator. Because, the healing process itself, a lot of times where you're at in the path, most people want the symptoms to be gone first. That's for them. I want to get rid of the symptom of pain. But sometimes, like I'll share with people, the body wants to heal on a different priority scale. It might be realigning your stomach for you to have an ulcer, or it might be fighting off cells that are mutated that can lead to a different type of disease process. So the body is really, we have to trust. This is where we have to really trust our innate and make it real for the people. So it's giving them hope, but then giving them encouragement, and then showing them the proof when their breathing's different, their range of motion's improving, their strength in their body, or they start feeling like they start feeling their body for the first time.
Yeah.
It's really getting them to be an active participant in their healing, not like they're here to be fixed.
Yeah.
Even though when they come in, they want to be like, fix me, doc. It's like, whoa. And again, the gradient. Before I'd be like, fix? I don't fix anything, and it's funny because sometimes people will say, thanks, doc, I feel so much better. I go, well, hey, God does the healing, man. I'm just being the vessel.
Right.
Just being the vessel and making sure for me, I burn brightly and not out, is that I stay congruent with that in my own life. That congruency of not taking the credit when people feel better and not taking the blame when people feel worse. I learned that from John DeMartini. He has a little saying. He says, take no credit, take no blame, keep your focus on your chief aim.
Yeah.
It's to be that vessel of healing. And those little things, it sounds, sometimes it sounds kind of quirky depending on where you're at, but those type of little things, I tell you, it is rock solid. Those things are rock solid. And so sharing the message and keeping that spizz up and talking the tick with people and again, not being a double barrel shotgun, because I've done that approach where, I talk symptoms with people because it's real,
Yeah.
and acknowledge it, but then take it the next step to understand, well, what's causing that? What can, physical, chemical, emotional, spiritual stresses that you're encountering? What can we do to edify your body more than just doing yoga?
Yeah.
I had a conversation with someone on the phone tonight who was a practice member's spouse. She wanted to come in, and it was like, oh, well, yeah. I'm like, well, are you still interested in coming to the office? We can set up a time to meet. And she says, well, I'm doing yoga. And I'm like, well, who told you it's an either or?
Right.
It's like, what are you talking about? I said, who said it's either or? Who says it's yoga or nothing? It can be a both and.
Yeah.
And so just expanding someone's consciousness, saying, hey, it could be both and.
Yeah.
You can have yoga and still come in here. You can get adjusted and still exercise. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's not
It takes
exclusive.
you to the next level.
Yeah. Something you said about, burning brightly and not burning out. You've been to Mile High. There's a lot of people who are out there, quote unquote, in the trenches. And, sometimes it gets lonely in your four walls. You've been to Mile High. Maybe you can just share a little bit about what the experience is like of being in that room of people and the energy and the passion and the power that's there.
It is. It's real. I look forward to it. And I'm bringing our staff as well, because a lot of times the staff are working along with the doctor. So it's, I encourage them to bring their staff as well, because they're going to get a congruent message. Because I've brought them to other conferences, and sometimes they want to go to different things. So I say, yeah, look at the sheet. Let's go to that one. You go to this one. I'll go to this one. And also they come back and they're like, hey, we can start doing rehab and making. I'm like, what are you talking about? Have you, Dr. Roman, are you interested in doing Botox? I'm like, what? Where have you gone? What
right over here.
you go to at these other conferences? And I'm like, what? So you're going to get a congruent message on how to serve people, how to come from your heart, and you're going to hear it from some of the top doctors in the nation that are going to come and share in their hearts. And what I love about it too, because I've been to conferences, and then all of a sudden they're like, and then why don't you sign up for this and do this? And so they'll give you a little tease, but they don't give you any of the real nuts and bolts. This, you're getting nuts and bolts. You can take it to your office on Monday, the next day, and implement.
Yeah.
That's what I really love it. And there's no selling, because sometimes it's like, golly, you go and I get all pumped up, but it's like every time I'm getting sold. Like, I don't want to be sold. I love to buy, but I don't want to be sold.
Right.
And so there's a really congruent message, and we do have some incredible vendors, but it's like a whole separate section. You can go in there and see the services and the products they're offering, but those aren't the people speaking. So I think that's a really big difference on Mile High, that you get there and you really feel rejuvenated. I feel rejuvenated, I feel pumped, but not only just like a hot tub. Like, man, I just feel like, man, I'm not alone. There's hundreds and if not thousands of other doctors doing exactly what I'm doing, and so it feels like you're coming home in a way.
Yeah.
You're coming home.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's those passionate people on the stage, it's the passionate people in the seats, it's the staff people who are sitting there, it's the students who are coming out, with students coming from all different schools all over the country, and it's the like-mindedness, and I think that's what really makes the flame grow brighter. Is when all these lights come together, it just creates synergy. So for everybody out there, and there's some people who've already bought their plane ticket, they're already signed up, they're ready to go. Those people are sitting out there thinking about, should I go, should I not go? What do you have to say for them?
I would say, go. Well, think about it, do it. It really make a difference. I know it'll make a difference, and it's through that commitment. Again, it's a commitment to yourself to sharpen the sword, to get ignited, to understand that that what's possible, and I love it too, because you just get these little different ideas in it, and it's like these little gems in it, and it's sometimes it's not recreating your own practice, it's just a little tweak, a little dialing in, and it's fun. It's great to hang out with a bunch of girls and guys that are like-minded, and they really care, and they share their hearts. I don't know where else you can get that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, last question: what's your hope for the future, and the hope for the future of chiropractic?
what's the hope for the future? Woo! How much time do we got, Dan? How many hours? No.
The internet runs all night long. We can go as long as you like.
No, my hope for the future for the profession is to really keep the message concentrated, just like how it started. Sometimes really interesting. I'm doing a home study on the Constitution and how our founding forefathers have these certain inalienable rights endowed by our Creator. The life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And now, like what's happening in certain circles of government, they want to change all of that.
Right.
Because they said that's so outdated. That document is so old, and now they want to change it and become more progressive.
Right.
And I think in chiropractic is a similar struggle. There's a lot of different things, like how about everyone goes multidisciplinary? How about we get prescriptive rights? And all those things, I think, there's no reason to progress on a principle that is already divine and perfect the way it is.
Right.
And I'm not against change. I implement change in my office all the time, but the bedrock and the principles remain the same. And so what I would hope for chiropractic as a profession, for it to really truly understand what it is that we do and communicate that effectively to the people so we can help a sick and dying world express their genetic potential and innate potential to help humanity.
And the dogs agree as well.
Yeah, my dog,
And
my dog is just love it.
and he's barking in the background saying, "Bring it on." But that's what it's about. It's about lighting up humanity.
That's it.
And the four-leggeds, if that's your practice as well. No, this is awesome, Randy. For everybody out there, we look forward to seeing you in August. You're going to see this awesome guy on stage and walking around, as well as all these other incredible people during the weekend. It's a who's who of chiropractic here in the Mile High State. So, Randy, thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you're doing there on the Western Slope. I look forward to seeing you always, every time, and especially in August at Mile High.
Well, God bless, man. Thank you, guys. Look forward to seeing you there. And invite a friend, too. Invite a friend. Bring a friend. Don't come alone.
That's it. We'll see you in August.
See you in August.